So I'm going to introduce each one of these guys. We have, first off, Miss Amber Henry, or I should say, Amber, it's so funny. I'm so nervous about this because you guys make me laugh so much. Amber's coming on as Angela. So, in fact, I probably shouldn't even say who you guys are. I should just let you guys come on. Amber, you want to turn your video on? There you are. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, Amber.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad you're here. Let's bring in fact, let's just do Elizabeth next. Elizabeth, you want to join us? There, oh, you're muted. There you go.
Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are too good. Let's bring in, where is Sean? Why don't I have you join us?
All right. What's up, everyone? I am Kevin Malone today.
Oh my goodness. Last week after we were finished, my face was hurting, and I have a feeling it's exactly going to do this. You guys all make me laugh so much with this stuff. All right. Let's bring over, how about, is there a Matt Roberts? Why don't I bring you in, boss?
Yeah, Matt's not here. There's some of you in the comments who claim that prison's better than editing wars. Well, none of us here have ever been to prison. There's someone I'd like you to meet. Someone else who's been to prison to tell you what it's really like. I'm Prison Mike, and I'm here to scare you straight!
Yup.
I don't know what to say, man.
Matt's not here. This isn't Matt. This is Prison Mike.
Thank you, Prison Mike, for joining us. I love it. Let's bring over Joshua, Mr. Stanley. Stanley, you there? He's got two.
I'm not actually Stanley. I am Daryl from the warehouse.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do look like a young Stanley, though.
You are Daryl. You're Daryl from the back there. I love it.
Daryl.
Oh man. Yes. Too good. Thanks, Joshua, for joining us. And last but certainly not least, let's bring in Dwight. Dwight, you there?
I think you're muted here.
Dwight, you're muted.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's... Is he playing a joke on us? I don't even know.
I don't think his mic is working.
No, can't hear you. Can't hear you, boss.
Oh man, no, it's not working for some reason. This is probably part of Edom's character. He's so good at this stuff. All right. It's not working. I don't know why, Edom. We'll have to. I wonder, did you check your settings maybe?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
We can hear you.
I swear, I work with a bunch of idiots. Now that I have you all here, finally, at the meeting that I've been calling for a few months, we're still looking for the pervert. So,
Good.
hi, Monkey. How are you?
Oh my goodness.
I'm well.
Oh, you guys are too much, dude. Okay. Wow. Like I said, my face is gonna be hurting by the time we're all done with this. Guys, I am excited to do this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. We have another round, like I said, of these editing wars. If you're watching this, be sure to share it. It's on the MagMod page. You can share it with everybody. It's for the entire photo community, and it's just a lot of fun to have these times where we can just enjoy and laugh and get outside of the prison bars, right, Prison Mike?
That's right.
So, by the way, if you didn't get a chance to watch last week, this idea of editing wars actually comes from Matt Roberts, or Prison Mike, right there in the middle. And I appreciated him. He started this about 5 years ago or so at WPPI. A group of us got together in a room. So basically the concept behind this is I'm going to give each one of these contestants, my office staff here, I'm going to give them all a group of photos. And they have 3 minutes. We're going to go one by one, and they have 3 minutes to edit that photo. And as they're editing it, they're going to share their screen occasionally. I'm going to ask them to share their screen so they can see it, so we can see what they're doing. And then at the end, they're all going to share and kind of explain what they did. So you guys, as you're editing, like I said, I'll ask occasionally if one of you can share your screen. And then when we're all done, one of you, I'll say, hey, Amber, can you share your screen? You're going to share it, talk about what you did just briefly for, 10, 15 seconds, unshare it, and then I'll just kind of bounce around like that. All right. With that, I'm trying to think if there's any other questions. Let me just check really quickly before we get started. Some of the comments coming in. Ruben saying he's loving it. Jared, that suit. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but well, I didn't get very high. But yeah, it's kind of it's like a mullet. I got business right here and party on the bottom going on. Chelsea says, haha. Oh my God, this is great. Jared's just laughing at every single one of you guys as you're coming on. Stevan saying, oh my God, Jared, yes, first word. Love it. All right, cool. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. You guys ready to do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
You guys know the rules. In fact, I feel it's funny. I didn't know who I was gonna come as, and I didn't realize we didn't have a Jim. I should have just been Jim. I kind of thought with my hair, the best I could probably do was Toby. And being that I'm in HR, I feel like I should pull that off. So I'm gonna try to keep you guys straight, and I'll just play the role of Toby, I suppose. I couldn't find my brown suit coat and brown shirt, but that's all right. Dwight, you ready to do this?
I'm ready, Michael. Ready to get some kung fu on you.
I'm not Michael.
Oh, Toby.
Fine. Unless you're talking to Prison Mike.
Yeah, Mike's not here. Prison Mike's here.
All right.
All right, Prison.
Guys. So
Let's
if
go,
you guys
Prison
have that first image pulled up, let's just go with number 1 first. I might bounce around a little bit, but we'll start with number 1. And let's do this. Prison Mike, actually, are you? Oh, by the way, you guys, you don't have to edit with Lightroom. You can use Lightroom. You can use Photoshop, whatever you want to use. So that's totally up to you guys. But let's do this. Let's have Sean, actually, would you mind just sharing the image number 1 so we can all make sure that we're on the same boat?
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we're going with this guy first.
That's actually number 5. So you'll see down at the bottom, they'll have numbers there. Yep. So number 1 is the one by Arnold de Brown.
Okay.
Netherlands. So if everyone can pull up that image first. And I am going to set my timer for 3 minutes. You guys ready to rock and roll? Everybody have the image?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Sean, I'll actually leave you on live here for a minute. We'll start with yours. Just let it go. All right, guys, timer is starting now. And as you guys are starting to edit that, I'm just going to jump over and check out some of the comments really quickly. When I said Stanley, somebody posted a mean Stanley face when it was supposed to be Daryl here. Let's see. So I love the Dunder Mifflin. I'm just going to read some of these comments while you guys are editing here. I'll kind of give you guys a shout out as we get about a minute down, okay? Sharmi Patel is watching. She says, OMG, this is awesome. Jenna says, hey, love this. I really thought Amber was in the office for a second. So the virtual background did well, Amber.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see here. What else? Yaki saying, hey, what are you guys doing here? Go Sean. Sean, you already got a fan.
Ooh.
All right, you guys are a minute in. I see Sean's looks like he's adding a little bit of color saturation. I like it. Sean, you can go ahead and unshare.
All right.
We'll jump over. First, I'm gonna show you guys his studious faces as you're all looking. Look at that. Joshua even has a nice light, it looks like.
Dark, man. So I need it.
No, I like it. And Dwight is very serious.
Leave me alone, Toby.
Actually, it's funny because Toby is so serious. I guess I have to be mean to all you guys. All right, you guys are about minute 20 left, you guys. Minute 20 left. Jesse says the winner should receive a Dundee Award, which that does make a lot of sense. Let's see. Let's actually, Elizabeth, would you mind sharing your screen?
Sure.
The sharing the screen thing, it always takes you guys a few seconds. It's kind of like in Chopped where they throw you a little curveball. All right. So I see what Elizabeth's doing. She's she's getting in there. I won't say too much of what each of you guys are. Looks like Elizabeth is going for the little bit closer crop.
Yeah, I wanted to keep that bird in there, but
Yeah, you guys got 30 seconds.
3 minutes.
30 seconds, guys.
No.
Prison Mike looks like he's a little hot under the pressure there. I like this. You guys got 15 seconds, and then we get to see what you're all up to. I still. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. Hands up, hands up. You guys ready to show off? Daryl over there looks like he's still.
No, I'm done.
All right, so
Daryl.
let's start. Let's start with Amber up there. Angela, you want to share your screen first?
Yes. Okay. I didn't finish, so.
Okay.
I don't either.
That's the point of this. It's kind of like you can do it in 3 minutes and how quickly you can get it done. So.
Okay, so I had it in Lightroom, and then I kind of exported to Photoshop, which took like almost a minute.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is not good.
I like it.
So I was trying to clone out over here, which I usually do in Photoshop. I do a little bit in Lightroom and then come back. So I was like mid cloning out when I ran out of time. I wouldn't highlight the couple like they look here.
Yeah. No, that's all right. I like it though. Perfect. And so do you feel like taking you over into Photoshop kind of slowed you down then?
Yeah, the exporting it definitely did. So I probably won't do that again.
Okay. Cool. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing. You can go ahead and unshare, and let's have Josh. Why don't Daryl? Why don't you share yours?
Oh my God! Someone said, my associate photographer said Bob Ross was in the office with a question. Share my
Little trees.
Share my screen. Crap! Where's my screen? Oh, there we go.
Oh, and yeah, there you go, Amber. Let's see. So Josh, you got to pull yours up.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
So first things first was white balance change, then crop, then dodge, and then take that the light stand guy out. I think that was it.
Yeah.
I really want to work on the color though. I think this image has like huge potential in color, and I love the texture of the water. I wish I could like make it pop a little bit more.
Yeah. Did you find that the 3 minutes you kind of added the extra pressure?
Yeah, because I didn't start till the second minute because my Lightroom was acting up. I had to shut it down and back up. But yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Josh. Thanks for sharing. Let's jump over to Sean. Why don't I have you share yours?
All right. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of stick to true as color as I could and really just edit in the way I would edit one of my photos. So I tried to bring down a little bit of the orange tones in their skin, but unfortunately I got a little bit pressed for time. So mainly I just kind of bumped up the contrast a little bit. Actually, this is a better example. Bumped up the contrast, brought up my exposure, and then as you can see, the rest of the adjustments I made here, brought it into Lightroom to get rid of the light stand assistant, and that's what I came up with.
Love it. Thank you. And actually, Sean, I appreciate you showing kind of the before and after, because that's one of the things, if you guys could, when you show your image, let's do like a little backslash key just to show kind of before and after if you get a chance. So with that, why don't we jump over to Dwight. Dwight, you want to share yours?
Of course. No. Maybe not. Hang on.
And by the way, when Dwight's pulling this up, if you guys are watching, please comment which image you liked the best and what you liked about the edit. Just mainly for fun conversation. Obviously, this has no, besides the Dundee that we're going to hand out.
All right, Toby. I can't share it. Where is it?
Can you share your desktop?
That's what I'm trying to do, and it's not pulling up. It pulled up a minute ago. Well, let me see. Hang on.
You know what? When you're looking at that, why don't I have Prism Mike pull up his?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, Prism Mike, and I think you're muted, Matt.
Wow.
Matt's I like it. He's always avant-garde. I like Matt's. Oh, we saw it first.
I had to unmute here. Let me get back over there. Okay, so I got caught up in the first minute and totally lost track of everything. I was trying to go to reframe the image so it's more of they're in the center and add more sky, and my Photoshop locked up on me when I was doing the liquefy to push up the sky, and I didn't actually get to blend the whole thing, so I got stuck with like 30 seconds of processing on that liquefy. The idea was to reframe them and have it fade to black, and I was going to do all the processing on them later and bring in some of the light into them, just to try to add something different, go in a different direction.
I like it, Matt. You always go a little crazy. I think if you would have added a woof, it would have been a perfect print for a T-shirt. Woof, kid, stars. Love it. No, thank you. Appreciate it. And that's what I love about you, Matt, is you're always willing to kind of push and go a little bit crazy. Dwight, did we get your share screen to pop up yet?
Yep, now we got it. Okay. Here we go.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
I like your bird.
I tell you, it was it was actually. I'm looking like a primate here, showing my teeth when I laugh.
Cool. So tell us about your
weakness. Right? Showing weakness. All right, here we go. So I mean, honestly, the only thing was I was trying to crop, the lighting assistant out, and then after that, mostly, and that does in general with all of my images. I'll try to just, if it needs a recrop, I'll recrop it real quick. And if not, I'll leave it. This one, I needed to get a little tighter, but I did want to get the majestic bird that was up there. So I wanted to make sure that we enhance that part. But basically, that's what you're looking at.
Now you're editing in Photoshop, is that right?
Yeah. So unlike you, young folk, I don't use Lightroom. I never have, ever. So I do everything in Photoshop. So I do bridge, do quick adjustments, maybe 2-3 seconds on the presets that I have, and then I switch everything to Photoshop and finish them there.
Nice. Cool. That's what I think is fun about this as well. It's just seeing everybody's different, takes and how they use it, how they edit and so forth. So fantastic. Thank you, Dwight. Appreciate you sharing that. Go ahead and close it down.
Hang on. Now I need to get back to that.
Looks like Esteban saying and by the way, I gotta agree with what Esteban's doing here. He's sharing one of his favorite quotes. Dwight, this is the snake mongoose quote, snake mongoose panther quote.
That's right. All right, now, dude. Okay, now I can't get back to my Zoom. What in the world? No, I can't get back to.
Here, I can unshare your screen.
Yeah, let's do that because I am locked up on this one.
Here, I think I can unshare you. Stop participant sharing. There we go. Cool. Awesome. All right, you guys ready for image 2?
Do it.
Okay. Excellent. You guys got your warm up in. That was your warm up. You got your stretches done. Image number 2. Let's make sure we're all on the same one. So let's have Prism Mike. You want to share yours first, just so we can see it. Make sure we're all in the same image. So Esteban's quote was, I am fast. Well, Dwight Schrute, I am fast. To give you a reference point, I am somewhere between a snake and a mongoose. And a panther. Yeah, so somewhere in between there. So this image, when I saw this image, if you guys are looking at it here, we got this one by Andy Krieger. I looked at it and I was like, man, this image is beautiful. It's like, it's a perfect shot. I almost feel like there's even not much editing to do to it. But I still want to give it to you guys just to see where you guys can take it, where you guys can, go else with it. So with that, I am going to start my timer. We got 3 minutes. You guys go now. And as that's pulling up, I want to encourage everybody that is watching, please share your favorite office quotes. Again, we're just having fun here, having a good time. And so please, yeah, share your office quotes. And if you have any questions, and then like I said, if you have somebody who you think did the best job, give them a little pat on the back by sharing in the comments there. I'm going to jump really quickly over to the MagMod community and just see if there's anything that needs to be addressed over there. We got the Tiger King. He's saying, oh, you guys are trying to one-up us.
It's not hard.
Oh, please.
Brutal.
Keith says, this is awesome. Tiger King says, well, they got more views in a week than The Office ever got.
Yeah.
They're pulling it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shots fired, Chad.
Right?
Yeah.
Jealousy. It's just jealousy.
I love it. Jenna's saying, how do you compete with the bird? So Dwight, Jenna liked your bird a lot. And Andy, who we're actually editing his photo right now, he's watching as well. So you guys got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. And I would love, let's see, I'm trying to remember who I had share their screen last time. Amber, I don't think I had you share your screen. Would you mind sharing yours?
Sure.
I'm also.
How's that?
Yep, it's coming up. You can keep editing. So keep. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
It won't let me edit while I'm.
Oh, it won't. All right. Well, you can unshare. That looks beautiful.
Okay. I don't know why.
I'll let you finish up. We'll. Daryl looks so intense. Joshua, you got your. Oh, what did you say? Hi, my name is Daryl. By the way, I got to say that when I had these folks get together and say, hey, we want to do this, they all had this fantastic idea of coming up with the Office theme, which I thought was fantastic. I loved it. And they completely embraced it, which you guys just cracked me up. Kevin, your hair looks fantastic. 30 seconds, you guys.
Thank you.
Let's see. So a couple quick quotes. Jose says, this is amazing. I agree, Jose. We got another Dwight quote. Whenever I'm about to do something I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Marissa, she has a Michael Scott quote. By the way, you guys, I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds. Wrap it up, you guys. I didn't count you down there. Michael Scott, you might remember this one. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Awesome. All right, you guys ready to do this? You ready to share your photos?
Let's do it.
Right.
Always.
Let's actually start with Dwight this time. I mean, you had that incredible bird last time. So now that we figured out how to share your screen, we'll start with you.
All right.
And by the way, if there's a particular preset or something that you guys like to use, like feel free to let me know what that is as well. Love it. Dwight, tell us about this.
All right. So honestly, I mean, the image was great. There wasn't much to do. The only distraction, there was a little bit of and for some reason, when I did that on Bridge and brought it over, it didn't transfer over. But right up here, there's a little bit of a white spot. I think it was a reflection from a building. So I took that one out just because that draws the eye out. Other than that, popped the color a little bit, brought out some of the shadows. That was it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful image.
Yeah.
Like I said, when Andy submitted it, I was like, man, I don't know if I would edit anything on this shot, but
yeah,
it'd be fun for you guys to see what you do with it. Cool.
Now unshare me.
Yep, I got you. Cool. Let's go Prism Mike this time. By the way, Mike, before you share really quickly, I want to make sure that I get all of you to share your Instagram as well. Can you tell everyone where to find you on Instagram?
Yeah, Rewind Photography SB. Okay. So I'm a little extra. I just thought I'd go a little over the top. And went again with the overlays. I felt they were a little bit centered, off center. So I redid the crop,
Hey, Matt, real quick, we're getting a white screen, unfortunately. And this happens to me on occasion as well.
Let me try that again.
And worst case, if you need to, maybe just quickly export it, and then you can share your desktop.
How's
Yeah,
that work?
it's a little white, unfortunately.
Okay, let me try
My Zoom occasionally does that as well. Why don't I let you maybe export it out, and then we'll come back to you, okay? Let's go over to Kevin. Sean, you want to, and I see Sean has his Instagram right there, at Sean Laura Photography. I want to make sure that you guys get that. All
yeah,
right,
so here's the before. Oh, wait, it went away. Okay, so here's the before, and then here's what I came up with after.
Love it.
So I just basically cropped it so they weren't so centered in the frame. I brought up the clarity and the texture in the background a little bit, brought up the shadows. You can see what my adjustments were right here on the right panel. Then also made a couple local adjustments. I did some skin smoothing on her back. I got rid of her tattoo that was poking out. I thought it was a little distracting. And I also added a little bit of a little bit more of a lens flare right here to complement the sun. Just overexposed that part of the screen a little bit, added some warmth. And that was pretty much what I came up with.
I love it. Jared Fix says that's a Sean edit for sure.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Elizabeth, let's jump over to you.
Yes. All right, let's do this.
And then Prism Mike, we'll come back to you next.
Okay, so here's my image before editing, and then this is what I did with it. So I just brightened them up a little bit, gave them a little more contrast. I actually took out that distracting light up here, or whatever that was, and softened their skin. Cropped in a little bit closer so you can get a little more romantic sense of them hanging out. And yeah, and I used develop presets.
Excellent. Was there one in particular that you used?
I used a bunch.
Okay.
But I also used some of Pi's visual flow.
Oh, right on.
I like those. I like the brushes in Lightroom.
Love it. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, Prism Mike. Thank you, Elizabeth.
All right, let's see if this pops up on preview. That work okay?
Yep, that works.
So I felt there was a little bit of refocusing to go on to them. So in recropping it and burning the bottom corner, it kind of redirected the focus. Did a light sun flare overlay in Photoshop in screen blend mode, so it dropped out the black. And other than that, it was just bringing up whites and exposure just to kind of make it a little bit more high key. I
love that. It looks very painterly.
It's a bit extra.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Matt. Let's see. Amber, have we done yours yet?
No.
Okay, let's do yours.
Okay.
And I think we got Daryl coming up next. He looks so bored in the warehouse.
There. Can you see it?
Yes. That looks great.
So the original's on the left. And here's mine. Honestly, it's a beautiful image. It's really well done. There's not a lot to do with it. I darkened up the grass behind them because I feel like your eye goes there first, so it was a little bit distracting. And I just used the gradient tool to kind of bring the sun down and warm it up a little bit more, so your eye kind of falls on the couple in the middle. With a little bit more time, I would probably they're just a tad off center for that little swoop in the greenery. So cropping it, like you could go a bunch of different ways. You could center them, you could center the greenery. Yeah, there's lots of different options here, but I left it for more of a natural, warm, beautiful, classic, bride and groom in the summertime kind of image without doing too much to it.
I love that. It looks beautiful. Yeah, great edit. Thank you. And by the way, guys, if you are watching this, typically at the end of this show.
Okay. But yeah, so I didn't, if I pulled into Lightroom, I would have, or I'm sorry, into Photoshop, I would have done like a little bit of skin softening and all that good stuff. But
awesome. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. And let's jump over to Daryl. Daryl, can you share your screen? Joshua? Let's see, it's popping up here. There it is.
All right, so here's my image. I honestly, like everyone else, I felt like I didn't see much to be done. Slight crop to take out the building on the right. I brightened them up a bit. They're still a bit red for me. I want to fix it, but other than that, I'm fine. I did use most of my time trying to do what Dwight did, Battlestar Galactica sort of vibe, in true Dwight fashion. But yeah, that's it.
I love it. Thank you. Looks great. I like the Battlestar Galactica.
And the beats.
Beers beat Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. That's right.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. All right. I think we got everybody, right?
Wait,
I can actually, there you go. Perfect. Excellent. You guys ready to jump over to image number 3?
Yep.
All right. Man, I'm getting hot in this suit. Whew. I'm not even editing. I got to get in one of these, but I enjoy watching you guys. All right, image number 3. Let's just make sure we're all on the same one. In fact, Elizabeth, would you mind just showing everybody what it is?
Sure.
Image number 3. Awesome. All right, so this one's by Juan Esteban. I thought this one gives us a lot of, speaking of Battlestar Galactica, right? I thought this one gives us a lot of kind of options here. So wanted to give you guys something to play with. With that, you guys ready to start editing?
Do it.
Timer is going. Do your thing, guys. And while you're doing that, I'm going to jump over and read some more office quotes. Let's see. So Gail likes Amber's. Joshua, your wife is laughing at you.
That's every day.
Every day. Jesse Rinka is saying for Elizabeth, he says, when you talk, he can close his eyes and actually visualize Pam.
Nice. Yep.
Let's see. Love it. Awesome. So I'm watching Elizabeth's here. She's looks like you're cropping in a little bit. I'm really interested in what that ring. Do you think he used the copper pipe and then
I
shot?
think so.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah. Trying to do
I love
ring of
that.
fire.
Yes.
It's interesting done with a blue gel like that. I've seen the Ring of Fire many times, but I've never seen it different color. So thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. You guys are 1 minute
Yeah.
in, 1 minute in. In fact, while you guys are still editing, I'm going to open up this GIF that Prison Mike sent me. Do you remember this GIF you sent me, Prison Mike? No?
Oh, I don't remember this.
I'm going to open it up. Let's see. Again, I'm a really happy, not a very sad, but if I were a sad Toby, it's really nice. I appreciate this, Prison Mike.
That's so good.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'll put this on my desk. You guys got about 1:15 left.
What?
1:15 left. We got, let's see, looks like Ivan just joined us. David Mendoza joined us. Timothy joined us. Those are all awesome photographers. Just going to jump over and see if there's any other comments. Love your backgrounds. Michelle Standifer saying that she loves all the backgrounds that you guys have chosen, which I agree with. Fantastic. All right, guys, 45 seconds left. Joshua's face when he heard 45 seconds, it looked like he's struggling. Or he's really having fun. I can't tell. Got Kevin Malone over here, looks very serious. I'm surprised you haven't left to go get something to eat from the vending machine.
Or some chili. Did you bring chili?
Or some chili.
He looks so serious. All right, I'm going to count this down this time, you guys. We got 10 seconds. So wrap it up. You got 5 seconds. 3,
Oh.
2, 1. All right, cool. Yeah, Andre agrees. Joshua, he says your face was classic right there, man.
Intense, man.
All right. Who wants to go first this time, you guys? I'll let you guys choose. Who has an edit that they're proud of they want to share on?
Prison Mike.
Prism mic. All
All
right.
right, this is prison. This is prison. So my experience with editing wars is I kind of like to try something that's just different. This isn't like my wedding work, you know. So this is just over the top. Okay, I hope this works. If not, I can export it. We can go to someone else. Trevor, that work?
Yep. Nice.
All right, so
Well,
I
fun.
have kind of a base preset I work off of for off-camera flash for receptions. First off, what's up, Doza? I heard Doza popped in the chat there.
Yeah.
So this is kind of starting with that. Took it over to Photoshop and wanted to really tie in the blue. I have seen that Ring of Fire, but with the blue is really cool. There was some whites on the right side in the lamp. So after some cropping and kind of tying that in with some fake over-the-top bokeh, I thought the idea there was just to kind of push it. It was an amazing image. I don't think it needs anything to offset and counterbalance on the right side. But I thought, hey, we're just doing some crazy over extra ridiculous on top of the top. And this is prison after all.
This is prison. I love it. No, I appreciate that, Matt. And I think it's important. You're right. I mean, it's not, I think part of this is not just like, how would you edit this for a wedding? If it was, you know, it's more, what are some things that maybe you could do to kind of experiment, have some fun. So just like you do in prison. Kevin Malone, Mr. Sean Lara, why don't I have you share?
Yeah. All right. So this was my edit right here. I actually went with a lot of local edits. So I was really spending my time doing a lot of local edits, really underexposing everything but the bride. I really brought up the exposure on her and then kind of painted almost a vignette around the rest of the image. And that was mostly what I spent the majority of my time on. And just there's kind of a before. So you can all see what it looked like before and then after.
Love that. Cropped it, darkened it down, dodged a little bit. Love it. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Dwight, you want to show yours?
Sure. Let me. Oh, there we go. Can you see it?
Nope.
Not yet. Zoom is funny. Sometimes.
All right, here we go. Let me see.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So, you know, I really liked it. There was a couple of things that were kind of distracting me. That the secondary flare that were up that was on this side, I brought that down just a little bit because I want to concentrate basically the eye over on this side, and then just went in and dodged and burned, you know, a little bit on the side, removed the distracting reflection that was on this side, and popped the color. That was it.
Beautiful. Cool.
Yeah. Nothing. I really like this. I think it was I don't know if it was a calculated risk or not, but it worked. I thought it was cool. It kind of framed this whole little area.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that one.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That was really interesting. Unique. It's like I said, I've seen the Ring of Fire. I just haven't seen it kind of like that. And I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So, cool. Where are we at? Joshua, we haven't gone to you yet. Let's go over to you.
Yeah. Josh is not here, man. It's Daryl.
Sorry. Here, let me unshare. Dwight's there. All right, Daryl, let's see it. I love Daryl's background too. It's like double dose of Daryl right now.
All right. So first things first, I want to commend the photographer for this because I do think this is absolutely amazing. The Ring of Fire is cool, but even having the light on a bride pops her out more than anything else. So kudos to the photographer. I mean, I just went with a simple crop. Just like Dwight said, the right side was just a bit distracting. It still is. I wasn't able to fix it with the time that we have. I tried to burn it down on the right-hand side and then add some more contrast and brighten up the bride a bit. Actually, I don't even think I brushed her. I did. Yeah, I did. All right, so I brightened her up a bit. Toned down the warmness that was on the image. But other than that, that's it.
I love it. Thank you. Let's see, Daryl, I'm going to make sure everybody knows your Instagram as well. And guys, I know I've kind of skipped around a little bit. I'll get to every one of you. So at Joshua Dwayne, Joshua _Dwayne.
Yes.
So I just posted that in the chat as well, so everybody can see it. Where are we at? Who hasn't shared yet? I don't think Amber. Have you shared yours? Yep. Nope. Let's get Amber and Elizabeth. All right. Wonderful. Let's go Amber first.
Okay.
Cats.
All right, Angela. Let's see this.
Where are the cats, Angela?
How?
Well, Princess is
Ooh,
sleeping,
nice.
and Honey Muffin is under the desk.
Not stuck in a freezer.
Not in the freezer. No, that's all Dwight Schrute's fault. We all know that. We all know what he did.
I'm a farmer, Angela.
Yeah, you're also a cat.
I do what farmers do.
Yeah, whorish farmers. Okay, so we're gonna go. Okay, can you see it?
I can. I love it.
Okay, so again, this is a great image. I don't know any bride or hairdresser stylist who wouldn't love, to showcase this. So this is a good image. I pulled a little bit. Let me see if I can share both here. Okay, so the first thing I did was darken down the sides just to bring your eye more center towards the bride. I used the gradient tool to kind of pull in some colors. So a little bit more, I did blue at first, just blue, but I thought it looked just a little bit flat. So I pulled in some purples and some pinks real quick. What I would do if I had more time is I would take off some of the distracting images, like this white right above his head. I would probably darken down this just a little bit on her robe because it's very, very bright. And I might even just, do some little pops here and there, but it didn't need a whole lot. Cropping is difficult because you could crop it a bunch of different ways. You could take out this little lantern on the side, but I liked the pattern. I thought it kind of added some uniqueness, and it ties into the lamps that are above her head. So I didn't crop it all the way out. But yeah, it's a great image. Well done to the maker. It's really good.
Yeah. Juan Esteban is the photographer behind this image, and
Oh, good job.
his photo was the headliner image in the MagMod community for a while. Super creative. I'm curious, somebody had asked, oh, by the way, Chelsea says she loves the idea of bringing the purple in. Somebody asked how they created this, and I don't have a copper pipe with me right now, so I can't actually.
Oh, I have one.
You have one? Oh, right.
Yeah. Sitting here.
So Amber, yeah.
Always prepared.
Can you? Yes.
Yep, you can see it.
Prepared.
So basically just take that copper pipe, you hold it right up to the lens of the camera or close to the lens. Don't scratch your lens, of course. And then the light, as it comes in, it kind of hits the edges, and that's what's creating that kind of ring of fire. The interesting, unique part about this is the fact that, like I said, it's blue. So I don't know if he used a different style of pipe or if it's just a blue gel on the flash. And then, of course, he also had some kind of light on the bride. It looks like maybe a grid or something that's basically putting that light. So Elizabeth, let's have you bring your image up.
Yeah.
By the way, Amber, while Pam's doing that, we hear quite a few people are saying they love the purple that you chose to put in there.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
That was. I really like that too.
Yeah.
Good job, Monkey.
So I knew you all would go with the color, so I wanted to be unique. I absolutely love, I absolutely love this image. I love the copper pipe. I shoot with it a lot. So I made it a classic black and white.
And there's the apple.
And yeah, and I went in there and I really exaggerated the flare. I cleaned up the sides a little bit with spot removal. I like kind of like getting in there for storytelling. So getting in there a little bit closer to see like what's going on. Yeah.
I love it.
Good job, Beasley.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for her to bust out a art easel and start painting us a picture.
Yeah, I have some in the background.
Some watercolor.
Yeah, love it.
I see. This is just Lightroom. Lightroom is the peacock of the editing world. All show, no meat.
All right. You guys ready for another one?
Do it.
All right. We're on image number 4, I believe. And let's see. I'm going to, Joshua, can you, you're in Lightroom, right?
Yeah.
We'll have you bring yours up so everybody can see. Make sure we're all on the same one.
All right, cool.
Get the timer ready. Hold on, this is coming up here. All right. So this image is by Chelsea Garner. Chelsea is actually a photographer out in Tucson, Arizona. Awesome photographer. So again, this was one of those that kind of went along with the second one, Andy Krieger's, where I thought, as it is, it actually stands as a really good image, maybe just, some brightening up. But I thought, I'm going to throw this one at you guys and see if maybe you can get creative in how you would kind of push this to the next level. So with that, your 3 minutes has started. Go ahead, guys. You can start your editing. Joshua, if you wouldn't mind, if it doesn't slow your computer down, leave it open for about a minute. I would love to kind of see what direction you go with it. I'm sorry,
sure.
Joshua. I'm sorry, Daryl.
All right, I got you.
I'm like already done.
I know,
Oh my gosh.
it's pretty solid the way it was, but
It is, yeah. I have a couple of things I can do, but yeah.
we'll see. Maybe that means you guys have time to take it into Photoshop and really go crazy with it.
Oh, crazy.
Sounds like my family's woken up here. Let's just check the, Steve Shaw says, I vote for Amber's version. They really like those purples and pinks. Elizabeth's black and white is also very nice. I've got to try the copper pipe. What diameter? I think it's about an inch diameter for picks and tweaks, which I think is Diane, if I'm not mistaken. Hugo says, hey guys. Good job, Amber. Amber, you got all kinds of flair on that last one.
Honestly, it's an image that I would take. It's so beautiful. It was really well done.
Yeah, it really was. Patrick Lloyd, which happens to be Pam Beasley's husband, is quoting Prison Mike. He says, the worst part of MagMod editing wars was the Dementors.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Minute and a half, guys. Minute and a half. Dawn. I'm sorry. I said Diane. Dawn. Okay. OMG, is that Joshua and Sean? Absolutely. Tanya didn't even recognize Daryl and Kevin there. So you guys got a minute 15 left. Loving what you're doing with it, Daryl. You can go ahead and unshare for a second. We'll let you do a big reveal at the end. You guys have a favorite episode of The Office?
They're all so good.
They're all so good.
I'd like to see if you guys can multitask. Throw questions at you as you're editing.
Yeah, I'm done. I think
The
I'm
dinner
done.
party.
Prison Mike, he just mutes his mic. He's just like, nah. You guys got 45 seconds. If you guys all agree that you're done, that you don't need any more time, we can certainly end it. We got 1. I saw 2. Looks like Dwight's still intently trying to make it sound.
That first image, the minute and a half, that first minute and a half on that first one, that was quick.
Yeah, that was not good.
And now you're feeling like it. So in other words, the first image where you guys had 3 minutes, it went by really fast, but now it feels like you actually have more time. How much, in fact, we have 15 seconds left. So just a quick question for all of you guys. How much time do you think you actually spend per image when you're editing photos for a wedding?
For myself, I only do quick Lightroom edits initially. I batch edit. Yeah, and then anything that goes into like the wedding album or wall art goes on their wall, gets a print. That's more defined where we're going and we do like the skin retouching and stuff. But I usually wouldn't do that just for a wedding.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I'm the same on that one.
Yeah, same.
All right. Let's start this time with Pam. So Elizabeth, if you want to.
All right. Sure.
Elizabeth Lloyd Photography. You can find her on Instagram.
Yay.
Ooh.
Okay, so there's my edited image, and I'll go into before, so you can see a little difference here.
Oops.
So what I did is I just lightened her up a little bit and darkened everything else. I took out that grate and the brick.
Oops.
Yeah, I didn't really need much.
Awesome.
I totally edited the
I think-
wrong image, guys.
So-
For
so-
some reason,
so-
number 4 was a different photo for me.
No, mine. Yeah, I think.
We went out of order. The image that was shown was number 6, and we were supposed to be on number 5.
Oh, that was my bad, guys. I didn't see that number in the bottom. That's okay. Hey, let's do this. Let's just those people who need the time to edit this image, why don't you just do it? I'll go to you last. So is that Hedam and Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you guys just work on this image right now, and then we'll go to you last.
Cool.
Love it, Elizabeth. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
So, and then what I'll do is, Hedam and Sean, when we start the next round, I'll actually probably have you guys share your photo about a minute in. So while everyone else is still editing, you guys can start sharing.
Perfect.
Cool. Elizabeth, thank you so much. That was a beautiful edit. Let's go jump over to Angela, Miss Amber Henry, photography. Can you share yours?
Yep. Can I say hi to my team because they're all watching?
Absolutely.
Hi, Philip and Jenny and Jeff and Charles, Chuck. We have a group, State Street Bridal Suites, which is photography and videography and DJ and wedding planning and all that good stuff. And they're all watching. So hi, guys.
That's awesome. I appreciate you giving them a shout out.
I love them. They're awesome. Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, so original is on the left. It's a great image. Like I said, we all kind of agreed that it wasn't like a whole lot, needs to be done. I lightened a lot. I added some warm tones because I think that's what they were going for. It looks like a warm, sunny day, especially her with her beautiful blonde hair. I darkened up a little bit of the kind of where the cactus and the greenery is after I lightened it, just to kind of bring your eye back to her face. I darkened down her hair right about here. I just burned it down a little bit so it wasn't so distracting where the highlights are.
Yeah.
And I kind of darkened in this area up here, again, just to kind of, your eye always goes to the lightest part of the image. So if it's a portrait, most of the time you do want that to be on the face. But yeah, it was a great image. There wasn't really a whole lot of cropping. I think I cropped in just a little bit to give it more of a kind of a third spot. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot need to be done. Just a lot of warmth and some dodging and burning. It was really good.
Love it. Thank you. What would you guys say on this image? What would you say Chelsea used for her lighting? Because I mean, to me, it looks like the sun is what's rim lighting her on the hair. What would you guys say that she used on the front?
I'm gonna guess a reflector.
Yeah.
Think reflector?
I think maybe like a not a softbox, but maybe something like the Mag boob. Just
The
maybe
sphere,
the
MagSphere.
The sphere, yeah.
The
Maybe we call
MagSphere.
it the Mag boob so much. Maybe the power wasn't up high enough yet to distract from the light that was on her hair. If it had been up, maybe the power had been just a little bit higher, then her face would pop a little bit more. But that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe a sphere.
When you zoomed in on that last one, Amber, I noticed the shadow on her neck, and it seemed like the shadow was soft. It was a softer shadow than typically.
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe either I was actually thinking a reflector or bigger softbox. Maybe the 24 if it was just outside the camera frame. But yeah, and just a tad bit higher than her eyes, just to create that tiny little shadow, almost literally at head level. So, would you agree, Dwight?
I originally thought it was going to be a reflector, but reflectors don't bring out as much red and the skin tone as flash does. And for me, it was given that it was that I think it's flash, or it was off-camera flash that was lit. And I'm thinking it was a softbox.
Okay.
So, but I could be wrong. Never am, but
It looks like a softbox, just the transition of the shadow under her chin.
Exactly.
I will say though, there is, if you look at the shadow on the right side of her, it's really brighter than the shadow that her left foot is given off. So although we have that soft gradient transition from the specular highlights to the shadows, we have a lot of focused. So maybe it's a gridded softbox. I initially was thinking a reflector, maybe there's some kind of a wall there, but it really is hitting that shadow near her butt different than her leg. So there's got to be some direction to the light. So it's got to be off camera flash.
Yeah.
Chelsea just commented, and she said, I used the mag box just outside the frame at camera right.
Yay.
So yeah, it was nice and close, the 24-inch softbox.
Nice.
Cool.
Well done.
Well done.
Daryl, let's jump over to you, my friend.
Let's do it. Okay. Now looking at it, I see a ton of greens. Can I fix it right now?
No,
Let's see.
that's not fair.
He's always cheating.
Yeah. It needs some more reds.
Always trying to
candy
get
for
company
you.
fraud.
Yeah, let's do it now.
Give him some gruel.
A bit better. All right, so
Some gruel.
I used I have my own in-house preset, and I just threw that on it, and then I just burned her hair down and brought some of the shadows out because her legs, like under her legs, is really dark and muddled, and you don't see any detail down there. And then I brought it into Photoshop, and then I just got infinite color panel. So I just tried one of those preset thingies on that and came up with it.
I like it. That's the one that's set by Pratik, right?
Yes.
So, and the way it works, isn't it where you just click the create button and it gives you?
Yeah, I can actually do it right now. You just kind of hit create, and it creates a different sort of mood and tone.
Yeah.
For whatever. So it, what I think it can use internal colors in the image to sort of create and calculate what it should do. But it's ridiculous, and you could turn off the curves and the selective color and the gradient map, and you can turn those on and off to decide what you want. And it shows you everything like right inside of the. Why is it not doing it? It shows you everything there. So.
No, that's cool. Pratik is amazing, dude. That guy's so good at editing and so forth. And I have never got a chance to play with it, but I am familiar with his software. That's really cool.
Do you know him?
I knew him from F-Stoppers. When I wrote at F-Stoppers, Pratik was there as well. So.
Well, I'm gonna cut a check if he gets any sales today.
That's right. I'll let him know. Right on. Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate it, Mr. Joshua. Let's see. I know Sean and Hedon, we gave you guys a few extra minutes. Prism Mike, did we already do yours?
No.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Chelsea, I love how natural this image is. This is street photography, and I'm like seeing other editors using Photoshop and going a different direction. So I took this into a direction that I've been experimenting with in my personal photography. Often, I don't know if you're the same way, as photographers, we get caught up in these lines and the rules and accuracy, and I can see horizon lines and I can see hair ties on wrists. And that's my professional work, and that's what I get paid to do. So in my personal work, I've been just exploring screwing up and just imperfections. And what I've been doing is a lot of like Polaroid style work, because it's a moment in time where once you shoot it, it's done and it's instant. And trying to replicate that in a digital space that's not as expensive as just shooting a whole lot of fun film when I'm not getting paid for that shoot. So Chelsea, I think what I interpreted your image as was that lower bit of fill light was supposed to keep a real natural feel. So I went with a real natural editing direction. Let me pull up Lightroom here. Can you see that, Trevor?
Mm-hmm.
So
before.
I worked on this. So I went with a real natural editing direction.
Oh,
pull up
I think it's your audio from your computer.
Yeah, Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
So before. So I worked on this. So I went with a real.
I think it might be, or from somebody's computer is pulling up audio from your computer.
Yeah, Trevor.
That Prism mic. Matt, you still with?
Yeah, I'm with you. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the direction I went. Can you see that? So I have a base preset that kind of creates a little bit of that natural light look. And then in Photoshop, I have another action that creates this texturized kind of a frame that gives you that feeling of a Polaroid. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's what Chelsea was intending when she created it, but it's kind of how I interpret it.
I love it. No, I appreciate that, Matt. Thank you. The reason I'm so glad you're here, Matt, is because you always just bring something a little bit unique and different. Although we did get to see Battlestar Galactica and a really cool enhanced bird already. So I guess everybody's bringing their A game. Speaking of A game, we got, thank you, Matt, for sharing that. And Chelsea says, thank you for the kind comments on our work. Kevin, I don't know what happened to your hair, but it looks beautiful. Let's bring up your image.
Absolutely. So I love this image too, for sure. I love the natural feel to it. And in fact, I never would have guessed until I started looking at the transition of the shadows that it was shot with a softbox. But here's the original, and I'll show you what I came up with. The first thing is I got rid of that grate. I actually found that really distracting. Just for some reason, my eye went to that first. So I got rid of that. And then I also cropped the image down to get rid of the sky, just to really focus more on just this brick background. And then other than that, just bumped up the exposure, brought up the shadows a little bit, bumped up the contrast, made some just minor adjustments, and this was the image I came up with.
Love it.
Nice.
Thank you. Appreciate you sharing that. Hey, Sean, can you share the before and after real quick one more time? I didn't even notice a gray before, and I'm curious.
Yeah, right.
I took it out too.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
definitely.
And then last but certainly not least, Mr. Dwight Schrute.
Of course. So one of the things I honestly, I really like this one. It was, but you know, again, unlike all you idiot losers, I was right. You know, I love catching people in the act. That's why I like whip doors open all the time. With that said, basically, I mean, I didn't do much. I took the great, you know, out as well. Unfortunately, now it's, you know, a fire hazard. You know, and as a volunteer fire department deputy, I want to make sure that that's gone. But you know,
Are you assistant to the deputy?
I'm assistant. Really, Toby?
Third
That's what we're
assistant.
going there?
Third assistant
Okay.
to the assistant.
All right. Just so you know. So, back to me. Basically, the only thing, I mean, it's a beautiful image. It really, really is. I loved, you know, the transition. And honestly, I kind of debated on kind of making her a little bit brighter than she was, but I really kind of like the reverse vignette type thing, you know, lighter to a darker area. And it didn't bug me too much. I did feel that the sky was a little empty, so we made sure that the bird came back from the other one.
Nice.
But other than that, dude, I really, really did. I took the red out of the skin, you know, but that's something that I just usually do with the majority of these, try to like just neutralize that part. But it's a great image. I really, really like it. So
Yeah.
it was very basic adjustments. I think it was only like curves, and so I made this preset a while back. It's called Red Sucks. I don't know if you can see it. So I really literally like on every other image, I'll take red out of the skin, but that's it.
Awesome. Before you swap off of this, I just got to mention that I think in photos, when we're shooting photos, you always want to look for your eyes are drawn to three things: the brightness, which Amber had mentioned earlier, contrast, color, and birds. I guess it's four things.
Yeah.
So in this one, it really does draw your attention to that bird up in the corner. Wouldn't even notice that. We got a few. Philip is saying this is getting out of hand. I think he brought that up when the nunchucks came out.
That's my Philip. Hi, Philip.
So in fact, Dwight, if you can unshare your image so everybody can see your.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna throw your little pin video up here. Yeah. I don't know if anyone can see that. Dwight is starting to get serious. He brought his nunchucks out.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I love your hair, man.
Nice.
Okay. And by the way, a couple other people had mentioned the bird. It really caught their attention. So well done there, Dwight. Excellent. All right, guys. So what image, Kevin and Dwight, what image did you guys share or did you guys edit? Because let's edit that one next.
I had the black leather jacket.
Yeah, same here.
That's number 4.
From Lydia.
So why don't you guys, we got Amber, Elizabeth, Prism Mike, and Daryl. Why don't you guys all start editing that? I'll set your timer.
Okay.
And let's have Hedam and Sean, let's have you guys actually share your screen. And sorry that the rest of you guys might not get a chance to see their screen unless you jump over. But I'm gonna have you guys actually talk through your image right now during this time. And that way we can just kind of speed that up just a little bit. So why don't we start with
Sean.
Let's go ahead and bring your image up first.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, so let me see.
So this image was from was it Lydia? Is that right? Yeah, Lydia Judith Castro Navarrete. So
yeah, so I really, really liked it. There wasn't much that I thought it needed, to be honest. So kind of took out some of the distractions right over here from the backdrop. Took that part out. Obviously, you know, if I was going to do a full edit, I would go in here and just fix it. I wouldn't take them out because I kind of like the ruggedness of, you know, what the jacket it's kind of like.
Mhm.
But this is my, like, I love these. This is the type of photography that I shoot all the time. And when I'm doing, you know, any of the fashion or editorial, so, you know, went straight to the way I would do it. On this, when there is like a black background, I always try to do, again, the reverse vignette on it. So it just kind of, you know, brings in it, and it creates a separation between the subject and the background a bit. Other than that, like I said, brought out some of the shadows, and then just kind of did some curve toning. That was it.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for sharing that. I noticed that right away that you did that kind of reverse vignette again. So, Sean, let's have you share.
Yeah, sorry, my dogs are trying to get me to give them attention right now. Okay.
Are your dogs barking?
Yeah, they will start barking when I'm outside. So I actually went the complete opposite way that Dwight went. And I actually went more for like
Figures.
a grungy look. So here's what I came up with.
Nice.
So I went the black and white route, and I didn't do too much. I just cropped it a little tighter to get rid of some of the background kind of cut off at the bottom there. So I just filled that in, and really didn't have to do too much. I just messed with the contrast and the exposure a little bit. One thing I did do though is I did some local adjustments to bring up the clarity and the texture in his jacket and in his hair a little bit as well. So those areas pop without making his skin tones look a little bit unnatural. So really not a lot to this image, just wanted to make it kind of that punchy black and white feel. And
Yeah.
again, for those who haven't seen the original, this is what the original looks like. And you can see right there how the background kind of doesn't fill up the full frame. That's what I came up with.
I like it. Thank you. I appreciate that crop too. I think that was nice and getting it nice and close.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. All right, time is up, you guys. So by the way, if you guys take a second and just look at Daryl over there. In fact, I'm gonna bring up your screen real quick here. Wait. I want keep your face. Keep the no smile and do the Daryl face. Looks just like him right there. Look at that.
I love it.
All right. In fact, Daryl, why don't I have you bring up your edit first? Oh, I think you're muted. Here, I can unmute you though. There we go. Nope.
Thank you. All right.
There we
Cool. Okay. I think we go.
I like
I'm trying
that.
to crop this. I didn't even make it through my crop. But I did black and white as well. I don't know. I didn't do anything else. I mean, I did some local adjustments. I did darken in the size that you can't see that was exposed to fill those in. And I filled out the patch of hair that was missing right above the forehead.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Very nice. Cool. Thank you. Elizabeth, let's jump over to
Yes.
you.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, here it is before edit.
Mhm.
And then that's what I did to it. So I darkened up the background a little bit, give it a little bit of crop, warmed it up a little, but I feel like it didn't really need a lot.
Yeah. I like that though. It's certainly, the crop is interesting to me. It's a different crop than I would have gone with, but you kind of put the subject right on the edge of the frame there. I like it. It's different.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Let's go to Angela. Let's jump over to you.
Okay. Let's see.
And while you're bringing that up really
Ooh.
quickly, I just want to mention something. Gata, Miriam is saying, where can I see since the beginning? So if you're just tuning in, it's live right now, but once this finishes, Facebook will put up the whole broadcast so you can watch it from the beginning. So cool. All right, Amber. Ooh, you're going purples again, huh?
Yeah, well, it kind of reminded me with the glasses and the leather jacket, kind of like the John Wick kind of style. So I thought maybe if I snooted a little bit of the face, so that it was more, you know, your eye goes right to her beautiful face there. I would have probably brightened up the forehead a little bit and darkened down the mouth a little bit. But yeah, so I used the gradient tool and I pulled in some different shades of blue and teals and pinks. I cropped it. This image, again, you could crop it so many ways and it would look great. So I chose to do more of a focus, like a 3/4, using kind of her eye as a reference, but there's lots of potential here. But I really like the colors, the textures of the jacket worked so well with gelled color, which MagMod of course does the best. So yeah, so I just brought in those tools, and you know, if I had a little bit more time, I would probably play with some of the reflections in her glasses, because you can kind of see a little bit of her eye right here, and you can see maybe she's got like a cat eye, which is really cool too. Yeah, so I just, my first thought was colors and gels and reflections and very John Wick-esque kind of lighting there. But
Awesome.
Yeah, great image.
Thanks, Amber. Appreciate that. And let's jump over to last but certainly not least, Mr. Prism Mike.
Yeah. Lydia, this was fun to see a studio image in the mix of all these fun selections. Angela, we had the same thought in seeing it kind of like a...
Ooh, love it.
I like it.
I saw this as a studio image, and I kind of thought they were maybe shooting that to create, like Lydia's envision was to create something else. And so I kind of went with like a pop art.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome.
I took exposure and whites up, and then in Photoshop, of course, did threshold. I used a gradient overlay and just went through all the different selections and then created a shift option command E stamp of each, because we got that 3 minutes, which is real hard. So I just did 4 quick stamps and 4 of the quickest colors I could grab, threw them all together, and then fixed the crop and post in Lightroom.
I love that. Isn't it Andy Warhol that used to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the Campbell soup type, thing.
You don't get him in prison.
Yeah. I love it. Awesome. Thanks for the share. All right, you guys ready for the last image?
Yeah.
Should we rock this last one? All right, so this last one is actually by Jared Gant. It should be the one that you see the lady at the top of the stairs, I think it is.
Yep.
And again, I'll give you guys 3 minutes. We'll start that now. As you guys are doing that, I'm going to jump over and just check out some of these comments really quickly. Let's see here. So we have Stephen Shaw says, love Sean's black and white, really brought out the jacket and the hair. Chelsea
thank you.
says, yeah, that was awesome. Andre Brown says that he liked Josh's. I said dope for Josh's or Daryl's.
Thanks, Dre.
Andre's a good dude. Picks and Tweaks says, cool. Andre liked it, Matt. Yep, so Andre liked Matt's as well. Stephen Shaw, great creativity. Wow. Speaking of Matt's. So yeah, like I said, Matt always likes to kind of take things and have some fun with them. And I appreciate bringing him in for these types of contests, because he's going to bring his A game. All right, guys, you guys got 1 minute down, 2 minutes left on this last and final image. I'm going to ask, where did you guys, again, this is just for all of you, so whoever wants to answer, where did you guys actually learn your editing from? Is that something that you just kind of have picked up on your own? Is there certain videos you've watched or tutorials you've seen? Any advice on that?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Amber.
Excuse me.
I actually learned Lightroom from Nick Gionis. Originally, he just kind of taught me a couple years ago over Skype. And then I just tinkered with it and watched some YouTube, and SLR Lounge has a lot of great content.
Cool. Thank you. Josh?
For me, it's just a bunch of trial and error. I started editing originally in Apple Aperture. Did not want to use Lightroom because I felt like the tones were weird. But then Aperture went away and I was like stuck. So it's been trial and error. It's been a long road to learn how to edit my own images the way I want them to. It still, after all these years, it feels like I'm still like reinventing what I like. Always
Yeah.
change it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys got about 35 seconds left. You know, along those same lines, what Josh is talking about there about kind of trial and error and kind of changing things up. Do you guys find that your editing style, it's hard to stay consistently the same and not get bored? Do you guys ever want to kind of change it up and have some fun?
Oh, yeah.
You just feel like, you know,
Sure.
business is a certain way, you got to keep it that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I use my personal art for the fun stuff and I keep the brand.
Yeah. Same.
I think you see, you know, somebody else's like the Warhol one we just saw, and you think, oh, that's great. And then you kind of play around with it, and you know, get ideas from other creatives, and you just make it your own. So you put your own stamp on it.
Yeah. All right, guys, our time is up. So if you want to spend a few seconds, just wrap that up. I will say that it's funny. One time there's a guy that I really enjoyed his work, and I wanted, you know, this was, gosh, 10 years ago or something. But I asked him one time, like, hey, how can I kind of have like a look or, you know, or something. And he basically said, oh, you got to come up with something that's your own. And I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to be like the Spanish Romance or something. I couldn't even figure out, I was like trying to define it. And then I was like, okay, I got to come up with like weird editing and stuff. And then I just realized, honestly, for me, like a timeless photo, like 20, 30 years down the road, is just, you know, colorful, vibrant, bright, that kind of stuff. And I've stuck with that. But it's funny, whenever I see different editing styles, I'm always like, oh man, I want to change. I want to emulate that. I want to be like that. But I feel like I can't. I feel like I have to kind of stick with my style that people hire me for. So,
Right.
Anyhow, right on. All right, you guys ready to show these last images? Is there anyone that wants to go first this time?
All at once, guys.
Oh, Prison Mike just showed us the shorts there. I don't know if you guys probably can't see mine because of the background. All right, well let's actually start with let's start with Josh. Josh, you want to share yours first?
Sure, let's do it. It's Daryl.
I'm sorry.
Keep reminding him.
Don't be on my bad side, Toby.
So real quick before you explain, I just want to mention this is an image from Jared Gant. So.
Hey, Jared. Long time no speak. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. First thing I did was, well, I should go back to the before and afters. All right, cool. First thing I did was sort of do a radial adjustment around her to brighten her and the area around her up, that bright spot above her head. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of edited to make everything else pop and sort of localize all the attention on the bride at the top of the stairs. Burn down the overexposed areas like that lamp. And at one point I had her arm really overexposed and I just burnt that down. But besides that, oh, her dress. I need to burn that down a little bit. But beyond that, that's it.
Love it. Thank you. And thanks for showing the before and after there as well. Fantastic. Let's go over to, so yeah, thank you, Daryl. Let's jump over to Pam, Miss Elizabeth Lloyd.
All right. Let's do this. Okay, so I just love this image. I love all the leading lines and the colors. It's beautiful. So here is my edit. This is before. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to bring out those natural colors. I actually love the flare on the top. I know it's a little distracting, but I love it. So just brightened it up. I love the leading lines. If I had more time, I would have darkened some of that down, maybe edited out these lights. But Jared does amazing work. So I just love this.
Yeah. No, I love Jared's work as well. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. You know, it's interesting. You brought up the word leading lines, and that's something that, you know, for the longest time, photographers had this love affair with shooting on railroad tracks because of the leading lines. And obviously we know, I know Matt's already, we know we don't want to do that. So if anyone's watching this, when you hear that leading lines, that's what it is. It's those lines that's coming in. And that's why photographers were doing that. But of course, please do not shoot on railroad tracks. But that's what the leading lines is essentially. So let's jump over to Prison Mike. You want to share yours?
Yeah, Elizabeth, I saw the same thing you were talking about with that flare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I pushed into that.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, sorry, that's the Photoshop version. Let me get over to Lightroom. There's Lightroom. There it is. So there's the before, and then there's the after.
Oh. Now you
So
can-
yeah, I did, you know, obviously the fun thing with editing wars is just going over the top for me. It's not my wedding work. And I brought in some light flares. I thought the image really was about the light. And so I just pushed that and I added a couple localized light flares on the left and right. And then of course that cinematic swoosh, that horizon light flare on the top chandelier. And then of course, dodging and burning and focus on her with the light exposure.
That's very J.J. Abrams of you, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Let's see. Who do we have left? We have Sean, Dwight, Amber. Did I have you go already?
No.
Let's have you. We'll have you go, and then we'll have Sean, and then we'll finish up with Dwight at the end. How does that sound?
Best for last.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Oh, I haven't even used the classic line yet.
I was like, Beasley, please. Come on, Pam.
All right, it's coming. There we go.
That's what she said.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's how you use it. Pam.
Okay, so well, I thought was the leading lines were really killer, so I wanted to make that kind of the center. So I did come down here to pull up the vertical image, which kind of brought the stairs closer to the viewer's eye. So it looked almost like you were maybe like down lower on the stairs staring up, and then the handrails kind of came at you. Let's see, what else did I do? I did use the spot tool and kind of warm up around her in the middle, and then use the gradient tool to help with the vignettes, to pull the darkens around, just to kind of, again, zoom your eye right to the middle there. The warm tones, I think, contrast with the purples and the blues and pinks that I brought in. So your eye really goes right. She looks almost like she's just, you know, this beautiful girl on fire kind of moment. So yeah, great image.
Amber, what are you doing to create your pinks and purple, blues and purples and stuff? Are you just doing the graduated filter colored?
Yeah, so I pull, let me see if I can get it back up here.
Because you're doing that in Lightroom, right?
Yep, I'm only doing Lightroom right now. So I'm using the gradient right here, and you can see like I have one pulled up. And then I'm coming over to my temperatures and just kind of messing with my temperatures. And you can of course get lots of different beautiful tones, greens and yellows, and kind of mix them around as much as you want. But yep, so I'm just messing with my temperatures and the gradient tool, and then you can come down here to your color and mess with the different shades. So like I know teal is really popular right now, so a lot of the neon colors we're pulling in more teals. But yeah,
thank you. Along those lines, Chelsea says, dang, Amber's amazing with color.
thank you.
Yeah, there's actually a few people have mentioned that. Maduri says, I love the edit of Matt Roberts. Wow, crispy. Yeah, so awesome job here, Amber. Man, it looks like Amber has a whole fan crew watching her.
Yay! Yay, Michigan.
I see Prison Mike took off his bandana, so things are better.
Yeah, well, you got a good life. This is a good life and you're a good boss. So thanks for letting me be a part of your life today.
All right, we got two more left. Here we go. We got Sean, Mr. Kevin.
Yeah. All right.
Your hair keeps moving every time I see you.
Yeah, so here's the original. I actually went I actually kind of went a complete different direction. I went with hold on, where is it? Yeah, I went black and white.
Okay.
I liked the really strong contrast between the highlights and the shadows here. So I thought that turning to black and white would be really cool. Besides that, though, I just made a couple localized adjustments, straightened the horizon on the stairs. I underexposed the distracting highlights in this lamp or whatever this is a little bit.
Bully.
Yeah. Came in on her, cleaned up a little bit of the shadows as well. And honestly, that was really it. You can see kind of my adjustments here on the side if you want a little bit more idea of what I did. Did bring up the clarity and the texture a bit. But other than that, I mean, yeah, that's what I came up with. It's just a really punchy, contrasty black and white photo again.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. I love seeing all the different edits. And before we get into Dwight's last edit, Hedum Trio here, Jared, he did leave one comment as he's the photographer that shot this. And as he's watching you guys, he says, I love watching you guys ruin my photo.
You're welcome.
Ed.
You're welcome.
Ask Jared how he lit this. Jared,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just curious on that.
Jared, maybe you can share in the comments how you lit that. And somebody, Maduri, again, I'm terrible at name pronunciation. He says, I was hoping to see a black and white version, so he's grateful to see that from you, Sean. All right, Dwight.
Okay, here we go.
I like how his posture looks just like Dwight as well.
So this was the original one, and then this is the final one.
Beautiful.
So I honestly edited this one the way I do all of my editing. I do a lot of Indian weddings, and we all talked about leading lines. One thing that I have about leading lines is I love it. You know, I brought all that down so that the lines really kind of came from. So like I think Amber was the one that was saying that the stairs kind of felt like they were closer to the viewer, and then I couldn't completely get rid of these, so I just cloned these. So basically, you know, the viewer size enters and exits all through one, and then just pop the color. I mean, there was really not much else. Took some of the distractions out on the side, and then just kind of framed everything. Kind of gave that hourglass, framing on there, and then. This kind of reminded me of a sunset or whatever. So, you know, we had to bring the birds back. So.
Of course we do.
Birds, beats, and Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. That's right. No, but honestly, I mean, I really love this image. Really, really love it. So there wasn't much else to do. You know, a couple of distractions, dodging and burning, and popping the color. That was it.
Great image.
Yeah, it really is.
Cool.
So, you know, Garrett's an all right guy. You know, he needs some work, but that's all right.
He's okay.
He's all right.
I'll teach him a few things.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the things. So
I hate to sound like I'm repeating myself, but once again, look at Kevin's hair. It's just, yeah, I swear.
Migrated. It's migrated.
It literally has been moving around his head. Oh, you guys. Well, this has been fun, you guys. I've certainly taken up so much of you guys' time. I know you guys joined me a few minutes early as well, and we've already gone into about an hour and a half here. So we'll wrap this up. But thank you to all of you. So I just want to make sure that we let everyone know where to find you again. We got Amber Henry at Amber Henry Photography, right, on your Instagram.
Super easy. Yep.
Awesome. We got Elizabeth Lloyd, which is at Elizabeth Lloyd Photography. So you can find her there on Instagram. Sean Laura at Sean Laura Photography. I see a pattern going on here.
Original.
Yeah, so go find Sean there. We got Matt Roberts. Matt's based out of Santa Barbara. It's Rewind Photography SB. The SB standing for Santa Barbara, I imagine. Awesome. So we appreciate you joining us, Matt. And then Joshua Dwayne Frith at Joshua_Dwayne. So be sure to go check him out. Daryl, sorry, Josh. And then last but certainly not least, we got Hedum Trio. It's you can see his name down there at the bottom, HIRAMTRILLO, out of Houston, right? Houston area? Houston, right close. Texas.
That's 4 hours away. Do you know how big Texas is?
Well, it's close enough. Texas.
I was like, no, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you very much. We don't. I was like, we're not animals. Come on.
And for those who don't know, Hedum actually is also he helps run the operations for Geekoto flashes. So if you have any questions about Geekoto flashes, definitely check him out and hit him up with those questions. Is there anything else that you guys are doing right now? Any online workshops or things that we should mention?
I'll be at ClickCon in August.
Cool.
long as we're still good for that. I'll be teaching 2 classes, and then we're doing a photo walk, and then the Max Day where we get to go and do a lot of like one-on-one creative with models in costumes and different stuff. So it's really cool. If you haven't done ClickCon, last year was their first year. And this is going to be their 2nd year, but it was the best. We had the best time there. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So yeah,
That's
ClickCon 2020.
up in Chicago, right?
Yep, right in Chicago. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Anything else, guys?
I'll be at click on. So
You'll be at ClickCon? Awesome.
Yeah. We'll be there with Gikoto, so everybody can come and play with the flashes and
Awesome.
obviously show them how to use them with MagMod too, because we have the adapters for MagMod. So
Are you gonna bring some nunchucks to that meeting?
I'm gonna bring my nunchucks. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna dress up just like this for one of the days.
I love it. Josh, were you gonna add something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Kevin, is Hillary Swank hot?
What was the question?
Is Hillary Swank hot?
I don't know.
Oh, I remember that episode. Yes, she is very hot.
He said she wasn't though. Kevin said she wasn't. Respect the game.
I love the office trivia that we're throwing out here at the end. Well, you guys are amazing, guys. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate having you guys on, and your costumes. You all got bonus points for that. So appreciate you guys. Thanks everyone for joining us. Again, if you're watching on the MagMod page, we do these. We have a challenge every week, so we do a MagMod challenge. So be sure to participate in that. This week it's Still Life Challenge, and we have just a few days left. So if you haven't done it yet, participate. And then I typically come on, I'll teach a lesson, and then Thursdays we do How I Shot It, and Fridays, this is the 2nd week of Editing Wars. If you guys enjoy this, let us know so we can continue doing and bringing stuff that you enjoy. Thanks again, guys. You guys rock. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, guys. Love you.
So who got the Dundee?
Oh, the Dundee. The Dundee.
Who got the Dundee?
I got it for whitest shoes.
I think the fan favorite, it seemed like I saw most comments go to Amber, Miss Angela over here, for her purple in color. I will say I did see a lot of comments there. I say for the birds, I have to give it to Dwight. I mean, the birds just, I felt like there's a consistent theme there that just tied it all together. So
I'll tell you what, I was like, don't give me a raise. In lieu of a raise, just give me 2 plaques and we're good. We'll be good with that.
You got it. You got it, my friend. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.